think this is the last question in this paper. Now, the graph of G is dilated by a factor of A. If you dilate by a factor of A, then you take all the X values and you divide it by A if it's from the Y-axis. So we're going to say H of X is going to equal, we had sine cubed X over A plus X over A, that's your dilation of A from the Y-axis. And then it's reflected in the Y-axis. So that means the X's would become negative. All right, so there's H. The domain of H, well, if G of X had a domain, if you check back, it had a domain of from 0 to pi over 2. So if we have stretched it out by a factor of A, it's now from 0 to pi over 2 times A. That's if you stretch it out by a factor of A. If you then reflect it in the y-axis, it changes over to be negative pi over 2A, 0. So here's the domain interval for X, for H. The domain interval for H of X. All right. Now, let P be the X coordinate of the left endpoint. So there's the left endpoint, and P is greater than pi over 4. All right. So if it originally went from 0 to pi over 2, and now we've gone from negative pi over 4, that means A would have been squashed by a factor of 2. So A would be divided by a half. So if it's stretched by a factor of 2, then it's A over 2. If it's a half, then it's over a half. Now, if P is greater than pi over 4, which means you can have anything closer, which means a more of a squash would be like a third. So A has to be from a half to 0. It has to be less than a half. It could be a third, it could be a quarter, it could be a fifth, or 1 mark.